Ever wondered about the increase in cash-in-transit heists in South Africa? This question has become all too relevant as violent crime soars in the country, with audacious security van heists becoming a chilling part of daily life. In the heart of South Africa, a grim record of violent crime is being set. The murder rate is at a 20-year high, and the audacity of criminals has reached unprecedented levels. The concoction of high crime rates, poverty, and unemployment brews a potent cocktail of insecurity that permeates throughout society. As the government grapples with these pressing issues in an election year, one phenomenon has become strikingly public: cash-in-transit hijacks, or CITs as they're known locally. These are not your run-of-the-mill robberies. These operations are bold, brash, and brazen. Security vans carrying vast sums of money are rammed off busy roads in broad daylight. The impact of these heists is far-reaching and devastating. For those on the front line, the security personnel, the danger is palpable. Last year alone, 15 guards lost their lives in the line of duty during these robberies. These brave individuals risk their lives daily, facing heavily armed criminals who exhibit a level of audacity and brash confidence that is truly alarming. The violence, however, is just one facet of this crisis. The cash-in-transit services play an essential role in the functioning of society. They ensure the smooth flow of cash, keeping the economic wheels turning. They are responsible for the payment of social grants every month, a lifeline for many in a society grappling with high levels of poverty and unemployment. The disruption caused by these heists, therefore, goes beyond the immediate violence and loss of life. It affects the very fabric of society. Furthermore, these services move cash for banks and retailers, ensuring that businesses have the necessary liquidity to operate. When these operations are disrupted, it's not just the businesses that suffer. The ripple effect is felt throughout the economy, affecting everyone from the business owners to the customers, and even the average citizen. These heists also place an enormous strain on law enforcement agencies. With resources already stretched thin, the rise in cash-in-transit heists further diverts attention and resources away from other critical areas of law enforcement. But perhaps the most profound impact of these heists is the psychological one. The brazen nature of these crimes and the seeming impunity with which they are carried out erodes public trust in the security apparatus and instills a sense of fear and insecurity in the society. The death of security personnel and the disruption of essential services is a grim testament to the severity of these heists. The government has not been idle in the face of these escalating heists. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, the government has been proactive in bolstering the police force. Thousands of new police officers have been recruited in the past 2 years, a move that's seen as a significant step towards curbing the surge in violent crimes, particularly cash-in-transit or CIT heists. These new recruits have been put to task immediately, their presence felt at high-profile events and in areas most affected by these audacious robberies. Gauteng and the Eastern Cape in particular have seen an influx of these officers, as these regions are hotspots for CIT heists. But the situation as it stands today remains grim. The confidence and audacity of these criminals seem to be on the rise. The year has already seen over 200 CIT heists, a staggering figure that surpasses the total number of heists reported in the previous years. This is a clear indication that the problem is far from being under control. In the first quarter of the year, reports indicated that CIT robberies had increased by a whopping 24% compared to the same period in the previous year. This is a sobering reality that underscores the enormity of the challenge at hand. Even with the increased police presence, the brazen attacks continue unabated, sometimes occurring in broad daylight, sometimes filmed by onlookers. The police have had some success in tracking down and apprehending some of these criminals, but the majority remain at large, their audacious exploits continuing to terrorize the public and the security personnel. The CEO of Fidelity Security Service Group, Wal Bartman, has called for increased visibility and a concentration of resources in areas where the majority of the attacks are taking place. This is seen as a crucial strategy in the fight against these heists. Despite the government's efforts, the situation remains concerning, with heists on the rise and security personnel under constant threat. To sum up the situation in South Africa, the rise of cash-in-transit heists has been a troubling trend, reflecting the country's broader issue of violent crime and insecurity. These audacious acts of crime are not only a testament to the emboldened confidence of criminals, but also highlight the prevailing socio-economic challenges, such as poverty and unemployment, that continue to plague the nation. The impact of these heists is far-reaching, affecting not just the security personnel and their families, but also the economy as a whole. With the murder rate hitting a 20-year high and a mere 12% of these crimes being solved, the situation is indeed grim. The government's response, while commendable in its efforts to recruit thousands of new police officers, hasn't translated into a significant reduction in these crimes. The current situation remains alarming, with the number of heists escalating each year, particularly in Gauteng and the Eastern Cape. The issue of cash-in-transit heists in South Africa is a clear reflection of the wider problem of crime and insecurity in the country, and a solution is urgently needed. Thanks for watching. Please support us by subscribing, like, and leave the comment below.